be to leverage a year more your Ashanti region and that. You know, remember Ambassador, he did very, very well. Did very, very. To John Mama, Kakame Kache youth and say, I should be a dom. So, yeah, almost be yeah, and in going forward, a better. Say, Mama Kunya, and I say, you say, Mama. One of the arguments I had before, and he said, Mususa, and you all remember what Kitia said about the youth. Yeah, you know, Kondo, he say, you see, experience from Pennyfor. In the before argument, he said, I was saying Pennyfor now, quite Bermuna, Oma Mount, Plano, experience not that day. John Mama has a different view. The best say you to know, almost crazy, almost being the because almost and then
already now
yenim omo like financial status kakra. Of course it be cash but enye cash e broso and you omo koi in a year or two na so you some concerns interesting bebu ni bia John Mama fa no e wona bem eni se ogu yenim ase onko ye djuma and ndo abasintele ka sembi me ni adwen or catch why you staff and say. So why you say Hana wono? The kind of pa and the bombardier say, Ubejuma, I had a when say Bejuma.
It is so almost obey a Jumum Yetiomoka. I want to say, it's the same. I'm ready, and I'm saying, oh, the same when they talk about it. No more. Exactly. It's youth for a best room. Momunko, Mubi, the Moss, the best room.
And see youth in Conquer Ejuma, and also so handsome no the chronicle no say we will deal with illegal miners ruthlessly. Ama Kofi Lance Minister Asama ye kan ya nugu so ye kan and wansem and a krata so abon amane ewa ha. Now we try Finance Minister Dr. Kwesi to force and infoni ediaba enra opa ekobi ehun toma and what say technical committee up gold board inaugurated and also gold board inauguration na say ko mo ba be hwe mo maye ho amamre ene nyoma obotumi e de abosa de ne ho ebra no na wetumi apom ho entoma enra me hu marita apia brew upon e ka ho bi e na afoforo bi nso so e ka ho
e say di ni marita
ejewa brew marita ejewa brew apia upon nkan ukofa ka no sami je mfisu so enfoni e na ayo ha chese wabo sa amande no na se ha no the first phase of Buankra Inland Port ready in March. Contractor appeals to president to fast track its completion. Buankra Inland Port no so chese we phase 1 ntiti omampani enhwe na phase so enwama ketinkiti bi touches nkaka bia aka no omonhwe na afi omufongu akwemu na wombie na entumi enye edwuma quotation number Act 1825 1925 Kwesi mamfansha se also
how wonderfully he performed now amount for Ebon Abaso with the delivery no any other. In fact, Franklin Kujo, I control the Facebook and that's what I read to commend a Dr. Frank Amokwene. So Obabe minister or young man. Franklin Kujo say, where did the NDC find the Ashanti region of minister? Young, vibrant, intelligent, very wise, humble, and assertive. Rare these days, Godspeed, young man. No kind. The way to say, John Mama never made a mistake by taking a youth. Obabedia Santimanso. And Roman man advice, Obe, on Yak for the year, Kama. Tell them I can youth for including Dr. Frank Amokwene. And he said, we in was. You're the Mutiji. So obey Juma. It is said I'm for one about on Fabos more than this, don't for Juma. Said that bear only the most.
And when you call me him, I quite the nature.
Of course, was the list. Now, the technical committee, no, a idea gold board, you know, she said they need to be a gold board. It's in technical committee, no, echo draft law, I have a parliament, said bear parliament. Now you establish a gold board. Or would you do a median so measure say Ghana? Minerals including gold, you know. At every stage of it, okay. So the marketing, the selling, the buying, so the bring your gold home for so.
Okay.
The argument is that yeah, you will go there. Next so you a home for so ni. A man for a man for ye bibia. They say refining in county gold board ya move. It is the hope of the finance minister at the post. Says our board, no, Besha say Ghana for Benya, the real infrastructure of a good. By a best, I'm a board member, in case they you are one. Say good man for Shombuto. Because at the end of the day, there's a good board. Now, members, you are my Shombuto, you are back to square one. We are back to square one. Young Kobe, yeah. In the best room, so almost at they should do the right thing. Say about Ghana, be a good no, a home fast for. Be so.
Stay here.
Miss me Kwesi adwen e baby a waka no gold no ye tu. Nanso ye sure that gold impact no ye feeling it especially areas na ye mine sa gold ni free no. Sabi de wapoto amafie wonchiri so de bom. Ne ye ni baby a gold e free ba enya ho
corruption proverbs. We are corruption proverbs.
Prof, oh, Kwesi.
They wapoto manafie no.
All these things. Obi ya dia obi hemo me pan sa. Ni na corruption. I just do all those. In some penny for the country.
Yeah, Benny bebre.
The entire make us say subject.
I'm not talking about you.
Matu wa say. Matu ko
I'm making a general statement about that.
Wo baby da. Masama me de kan say ye fa kuro ete so boase a. E kuro nseman boase nseman ni kuro. Ye tu sika ni wo mu so kono.
Na so kuro na kasa esa ko.
Eno na setena tem na me de kan say. Ye mfiri baby a ye tu sika wo no. Say ye di hia ni ni sika ni kuro mu sika wo no. Ono so de na ye de aboa no.
And not the individual no oyo.
There be na de oyo no.
Do check function say dia na am fight.
What's on enjoy ne bia ka o mamu ni nyina. Ghana ye constitution ni enhihye mu kire say ajapade bia wa asase mu no. E yo man ne dia. It doesn't matter baby a once e wa asase ni mu e Ghana asase won de. Aban no ana o mampanyin na hweso. Ema nipa no. Nti yetu a wo se benefit o manfo. Takrade any western rest de esi busi nkrofo every no confidence say ne ye di aba e de be ne ye hu ho life mum na peja wo ho dan bo ko soro ene de keke ka ho na so ye nkota takrade ne nku bisa say oyo no benefit be pa no manfo e wo ground so no enya e no na me de ka say no gold board a ye nwene o manfo na o mo asase ye to agudie ne wo mu bi say de be ya komuni obi monfa ni brenkoye ade a yenye eno na de basabasa ye no eba no Bwankra Inland Port asem no Bwankra asem no nyame anim no kure ni se wo fa hɔ a ye kuro mu kwan da hɔ ne de wo fa hɔ a wo se omo ye adwuma pa na em se adwuma na ewo mu wo na ma no ha na wo hye de hu de wo se de so hye da ekokokwe omo timi bie ne se de wo ka no ankaye because ni din ahye abre ache president Kufuor time Kufuor kwa pension Jama 16 years or 17 years ni ene yeda so kam wankra ho asem nti ye wie na be ye adwuma nke ye plus for Ghanaians nyina you know Acts 1925 asomafo no nyuma tidum kuno nchiche maduonu num or say someone gathers a group of workers together and tells them that their wealth comes from their trade. Malik bas in Italia.
And all can say, and say, they all can say, or more mumba pesicano. Oh, he said, we are dear,
but we know now,
exactly. So when you get some extraordinary, unreasonable, abnormal sika, I don't have a problem. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
Because all the other sectors of the agencies not that. But then again, the point is that some youth for a commerce. But yet, almost as a kind and one emoji. Almost of a can be so quiet. That's what the problem is.
That's what the problem. Corning chain could be say, Yanya down. Or catch a soldier near no. Was a mawakatu yansu.
They should di and one.
And popo when you soon chileni pa.
That's it.
And January be asam no. Mawakatu yasu dia. And make you bash on your ma. So why do you say bibi da baby a wokofa de a ene aba ne bowa. Yen once of course.
Make
tufu ni nyina. No tufu ne so ka ho. Malik na so ka ho. The futu no one so mfa bi.
Nti oja ne hyewa wa baba na bowa ye bete ho pass. Na mama fa happy birthday emfa ma ohima efia konedu okọ school e wo Flat Life School. Efri ne mama Mrs Grace Kusi ene ne wo fa uncle Asonoba. E wo fa Asonoba o ye djuma adwuma Oyerepa na so Oyerepa reporter nti happy birthday to Ohima Efia Konedu a school floodlight efiri ne maame Mrs Grace Kwesi and uncle Asunaba say ma happy birthday Enkupo show baby girl na omo nyincha ahodi ewo me nyina so na FNC Akua Asieduaa e de Ghana se san eto so medi de na nama intifo
for your mamunyina chimbim ya mama kwaba e de bagana te sen so baby a yedru ye bedi nkomo efa enra vetina and appointments committee ya announce say yewra Emmanuel Amakofibu a ekoye na mining ho nkomo ode koto dwa ese ompene announce say o ma obi anko forest reserve biamu enkonko tu sika no eno ho asem na ye to aso edi nkomo ena no pay Omamuaye fufa nsem bebre ho ya wo kirechemu de oba obeye ene de wo ho dada onyini se eto asomu enti yi firi ho a ebeye yi yenko kaikai ye ho nkohwe ne nkomo no se de ekoye na no achi ye ba ye ne owura Samson Kofi Redu ya wo ye vice president Ghana Small Scale Miners Association atwetwe nkomo.
Chairman, we face serious crisis with the wanton destruction of our forest, with the polluted rivers. I come from Elembele district and I've seen it firsthand. The challenges we face with the polluted water bodies. These are things that we know, and I've already spoken about the importance. Illegal mining must be combated. And let me say it very clear here, Chairman. We in opposition were very strong on the issue. As minister, we are going to stand together with the people of Ghana to fight illegal mining. It doesn't matter your status, it doesn't matter your political correlation. If you want to do mining, we have legal processes for getting licenses and doing mining. And this is the good news, Chairman. We have seen why we are where we are. We are where we are because, in my view, a lot of the addresses some of the issues failed.
So I'm just repeating a question. So the commitment, I think you didn't get a question. The commitment was to ban all forms of mining in forest reserves. And I'll give you even a further quote. When President Mahama was speaking at the Christian Service University in Kumasi, where he said categorically, and I quote, in forest reserves, because I believe that many of the trees in the reserves, which are more than 700 years old, are more precious assets than any mineral that lies beneath them. End quote. So the commitment was to ban all forms of mining in forest reserves, not new mining, was to ban all forms of mining. And the question is, will that ban come into effect, and when will that happen? That's the question. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, I'm very excited about new initiatives that will help us to heal the wounds of our country. Our country is bleeding. Our forest, that is really at the heart and soul of our survival, has been completely devastated, damaged. And don't take my words for it. This is what the NDC intends to do. We are bringing 3 great initiatives. The Blue Water Initiative, which seeks areas degraded by illegal mining into hubs of economic ecological recovery. That's what we are going to do. We are also going to do Tree for Life initiative. To reforestation will be intensified. We are not only going to focus reforestation only in the forest, we are also going to encourage afforestation across the country. Chairman, you know, we are going to really push for another policy of Restore Ghana to deal with the issue of Galamsey impacted lands and water bodies through a comprehensive land and water-based rehabilitation. These are things we are going to do to really address all the damage and heal the wounds. In the meantime, as we are doing that, we are going to make sure LI 2462 is no more. So that
we enra vetina ekoso ewo enkran na yakwa homa so na yeni owura Samson Kofi Redu ya wo ye National Small Scale Miners Asante Mantami mu pani abedi echi
Benyaba mudenso
afi nhapa nso afi yenhia meji di se ne o manyina ye boko enra wo sector minister ye gini tuma na ya gina tuma na ba ye so afoi ne vetin no uhwebi
no crazy man na makodi baby kakra na escape ye because ye try na ye rest anka ye ne no ebehia nse na so person ni hia sakwa for vetin but eti ye nem se na o ma change na yin nti no am yentimi anka antima hwe
me wantimi anhwe na nso me gidi se nkomo afiri mu aba watete bi
e pacha
o te ne sei
yo me na ba me da sipi na mesa so chia etie for so nyina na menya correction me position na nya Asante Mantrem the whole Ghana national
okay facha me
me chia Small Scale Miners Association members na nyina anso ye bona baso se mampania bondin se omedikuma na juma obedience so na from Eden and so se nipa esi na kuma pi na we na dwen so de no kore be di dwuma bia nso a benya chitafo nso ata na chi na dwuma de obedi no so no nyame abam ama ayemre enu ransem na na sesem na mate ewo mu no be bia ayemede ba akokra se o se brew water ne se nsu no a ni se no se yellow se brown se deyo na ensign konkoye blue no eno ade a megidie se ignite maboa eno ne beboa obia wo wiase isan say water is life nti ade a saade no ekwan bia opeso ofaso no enye vetting ene wote ase ana se position nti ena o kansa na obeya obenya nipa beta na chi na obi ka sanse we say yena ye wo fom no ye ka sansem no ye ka yintie yi eno ana aseya ne gusu na eseya na bia beduru ba bia be yedri isanse na legal mine no ye won hihye wo ho a se wo gi license no a ade e wo mu ne se wo ho no ma EPA for behwe wachi because of stay ukuta license nti omo ba ho behwe wo ho no ma mineral commission for ba ho no mo water resource for eba ho no mo enti ebasa wo ye bibi na nkoyie kura tayo neto so bi wo so ye license there was o pese wo ye adwuma ni bia the license na eye adwuma no bibri metumi aka se be 80% and they say wo ye mine a o ni license enti wo se no wie na wo kwa okọ they say obetumi aboa amasa ade no so aye adwuma so a the gidi say ade so be boa wo ka what is saying in forest no and also so nadia sadi hadwin nadia ba ko hadwin kran so ne say forest that ye to go we are so many years that ye to go no and the Ghana for ne to go Chinese ne gum na wo mum ye say nwumen na ye nya military for so bi so ebo ho ba ye ni oh if you are ni ajababo small scale miners yes small scale illegal miners and the large scale illegal miners and so be akwaji people was so guta large scale concession our forest as ye can't be a small scale illegal mining. Debbie, and you know, cray, ya can't, you know, cray. This obey me a boy. Am I your forest and also so I use to a wood door? The tree in every free forest and the air panel. You bet me so I won't be a yardian so a bebois.
I see.
What about the sea? And then in Chromo, in question, who is you? And any party more, and penny for more. The same so a name on a dija, and him running them son say, Nanamo Binum say, a Jumano, ye no, and I say, mine in the air personal. One more in Bia in 3 months, you know, and they say, it's so cra, and I say, a dawa not be on so shake, na on also a Binum city, na or more the I'm not here, goons to so. One would infidie, I would do to Igusua, or we switch me. Nanamo be, and opinion the sleepy. Percentage every week, every one more, and encourage you one more because one yana. Then so show, ya walk, she was soon on say, that's a brother of film, young cohort. And also the opiate here, a brother draw on your day. One cool. Sansi Shenwa, a brother Bubianco, and the young Timmy was so just say. But will be Papi, dear Pierre, go see you so. None of the intimate Juma. You were poor your poor. Yes, you're not in a great dear ever poor. To me, a poor so everywhere. Then so you say no, as and so will be our home. Now, my own, your best three won't. That's a pastor, BBC Air Coswa. My young fine politics. Then your airport is here or man, a idea a high as a enchilima. And you woman, my akumapa.
Naya Fanya Dumano. Miss Already, Mammy Missao say, as some minister ne kind, I no Kwesi be my name, our forest reserve, Simona.
Oh, baby.
Now I allowed, I'm running my own kind.
There be but a chair, no, and I think that 21 and yes. 2021 and no more amendment what they saying parliament Emma Pine said after the Timima licenses to forest. Oh, that's after the name the licenses and so more than my forest in no a last scale and over the man. Yampa small scale. It's to because of a small scale for no good forest mo a ye can ya company plain. Yes, was case legal man you illegal man yankahu. It's every one more a demand war mono. I want to put this China for a don't go good forest the more. Year 2 and we are a 2 good. That's what we could tell Macrani channel. I mean, as an idea, excavator check forest the more. Open we are 2 good. Now we are a stone I want to or say no. I want to ban the Ubifto or Crobacrat or Democrat. And for Crampo, it's been referred to Mongolia, Air Cosso. Then we read a bomb by military and a bomb by a 7 year military.
Yeah.
In the identity necessary, the Air Cosso a papa dia. Or say it's very award.
I see. Yeah, brother, yeah, soon to me be so say. Oh, my one license, Nibi that down my no forest reserve, Simono. Is a buying in and also say, oh, she shall know me near Mama on my new contracts and also say new licenses or forest reserve, Simo. Quite pabay and a more small scale for Mode Mwabe Bois Swafono. Now, what to me, I do many Yama Yensu and a quiet say, you know, yet to me, abrasi.
Yo, yeah, about Medasi. You woman say, you say no. My money and I am run on my jatu. And I could be licenses. They will not the air can say, Opa, I am come. Now say, oh, the minister, be on come no say. Will be a 1 mile and a half to forest and I say, what you know. What the least ya now say, no, could have prospecting. No, could have prospecting about the other. Also, on mine, you know, a year and yet listening to know. No, you should prospecting to know. They also tear my bank when tear. Yes, you should. No, you won't say, and no crime is no crack. And until Akua Asieduaa so a ɛkwan ni pakokoro wo fa so a ɛwɔ mmra no ho no wo de yɛ adwuma forest no ana ɛno nso yɛ hwehwem ɛnyɛ mmra de a wo se yɛ gene license no ɛyɛ mmra kwan so ɛna wo fa so no de mine ɛna onse nsuo no ɛna de forest of the man so we are only and another no ɛno no wo yɛ no kwan so de a ɛno de me ntumi nka se wan sɛ yɛ mmra no ntumi nka se wa fa mmra kwan so yɛ no yɛ gene license in influence them.
I see.
What the mechano. Nemo no, a bit me so dear, Tamran, or Muncham, Peffy Sabri, your forest cacana, Acano. Acabo being with you. And not dear, and more young one of buying.
Okay.
Now, so ye council say, small scale for no minister, ye best no. Personal, or money can be say, and tempano. Not quite political.
I feel frail here no crowd.
I feel no. Nipa na the form was on Monco ye Jumano. Oh, Nipa never forms on Conco ye is our water regard for that gun for no Omopa. When Nima Juman in the show. Into one and I'm sorry when himself, me a party bentino, my uncle cry and Yamishi near their dinner. A pasta and what?
Okay.
The minister
Yeah, no besia.
Yeah, na bo o man no.
Me say kon foforo so ye fi ase. Ye hwe se de so afo we a obai. De wo de ba na mo so mo wa adwuma ni mu no. Mo mode a mo betimi de aboa no ma so mfaso ni bi aka Ghana man nyina. Ye da ase pia no pay e wo wadaage ho. Ebusuafo owura Samson Kofi Redu ye Ghana National Small Scale Miners Association no omo national vice president ono na mote se ye na no twetwe nkomo no. Ye de beso mi pagya mi mu. Ye de health and lifestyle e beto amoso. Mi di Akua Asieduaa me da mo nyina asema mo ne hwe Christ asomdwe nka mo nyina.
Good morning, Ebusiafo, Yamamache, Emma Wakwaba, Eba Health and Lifestyle. So, anopei, yebedin komo afa kwampa, ebefa so e control ye kese, ya pomudin ehuhia ye papa, intini pasa wo ye kese nso a, ma wa pomudin ho nsam entumi ensisi so ye pa kra. Nti anopei san komo no na ye ba bedi ewo health and lifestyle. So midi de na nama intifom yene Beslim Tea Ghana Limited ena eba bedi nkomo no mra akwakofa Beslim Tea e de abedwa so a eboa ama yetumi e control ye kese o mu PRO e wo fie ha Silas Amponsan eba be kyerkyere kwan abefa so a ye benye tea bi ato ye bennom na afi so etumi aboa ye na yetumi e control ye kese. Silas, good morning.
Good morning, Miniaba.
Na etisen
What you do me hoye?
Afi mi nsia unti afi sha pa
Afi nkomete ye wa
sa maso enso bibia boko
bibia da na kwa
eda yankopon ase tea no ye den yankasa na den ye de ye na den se na ye nom no na etumi ye boaye
yo ba pa me da ase edika me mfa nchi akese ma ohwefo nyina Beslim Ghana Limited eye adwumaku a yakofa Beslim Tea na afinso A1 Platinum capsules and afinso Mom's Tea ede aba na ye hwese Ghana mamu ha ede ni betimi ayede aboa na ye hwehwe mu hunu se World Health Organization for ehwehwe mu kire se yare a eba nipa so na hye nipa so na manipa ekowu mu no emu 60% ye fat ene de ba nti ye hwe ne se ne na sanete de a ye bepe nuru a ye nuane nuru ai betimi di aboa ama fata ekum nipa bebribi ema yare bebri tren nipaduam ema nipa yare bebribi yakwaba ewo nipaduam no ebehwe na afi nso so yetimi aboa atu ase ene ma yekofa sa ye product mensa we buy a FD fu hu ye no hwehwe mu anam de anigye agitum mu efise natural supplement a ekire anyhow bia ti oba pa me ka ni se yi a na me twa adwe ye siso se ye hwe di kind buy a na ye Beslim Tea na ye de buy a hwefo e de nhwa a ebehu ye meken yellow no sa Beslim Tea we no de eye ne se ewura nipadua ni mu a enane excess fat bi e woni nipadua mu ye fat nchichemu ye wodi hema nipadua no ne de ehia ye white fat room ye brown fat room ye beige fat room ye white fat ni mu na oba benya visceral fat na se belly fat sa fat we na ekotita ya harawa ho ya koma ho ne ye vital organs ho a edi enya bebrebe ananti ye hwese ye de Beslim Tea ma wa e bebe ne sa excess fat ni nyina ewo mu ama ho ato sa so na de to so bi nso so no ye hwe ni padua na dumiduru bebi na wotin ka se waye kese wo nante kora wo tie so ye obi ho a nafu na apagya na madidie ni wonum nti ye ko party ko programs ye ne beba ne ho so na wo ko animu kora na ye problem sa na obi ho nso so a enye wono de didie ni wonum e yawo na akofa saa afuo na ye kese no so aba ene obi ho nso so a enye no ono ankasa tin kase ni mu no ohun die nti a wo ye kese because bia or deal with portion control hwe na didie yie pa na enso kese na oye ebi wa na picos na akofa bia ba androgen say produce bebre e wo mamu a ekokofa saa ha no eba eno nti Beslim Tea be hwe se enane fat na afi nso so etu keseyo ase efiu mu no ehwe nso se ebesa ma immune system no so aye strong immune system no strong wi a se wudidi a ebituma ma aduane a awura oni paduam anane yi ama anya nuane no papa afrim me ka metabolism asem na making sanso so na obi ho a ne bra makora o ni menses asizi eminuria eno nso so Beslim Tea ni behwe na atu ase babato menstrual cramps and menstrual pains this mean eno so behwe na nso so atu ase sa na obi ho nso so a wo se ada bi mini padua ese de misife hu na ase me ba abrewa mo ase me ba akokora no se wonnom Beslim Tea a promote anti aging unyini ntemu ni padua no eyefe sa na obi ho nso so a wo se oda bi mini padua no me quiet mi kika yare ahodo bi kora na biem kora hyehye ebi ho a e caused by hormonal imbalances eno so Beslim Tea ni behwe na atu ase 450 Ghana cedis se ye kapa nuane nura ewo mu no ye bioactive compounds ewo mu sanso ne phytochemicals wo mu ye antioxidants wo mu enti nkane bo no de enkeche sei nanso ye pese ye bo man Ghana ma fe obi atimi de ne moa esom wo man nti no na ye se ye hwe ne ye teso enti na ye 450 Ghana cedis and afi nso ye di A1 plus stem capsules enso buy so obi ho a na bia ne kese no eboroso me kan se wu anafu no abakese ene obi ho nso a enye nafu no nko ani nipadua kwa na otin kasa ebubu agu so ene nti enye Beslim Tea nko na obenom so so aka ma netimi anane fat na ma na contem sa na obi ho nso so ani immune system no eni ahoden sa the next time meba no menya nto bwase a cheche immune system no ne kwan fa so a sese ye bo ho bai ni nyina no meka ho asem si ye hwe sa nyema we a de ehu ye se emfama aye home enuane aye die ensu aye nom ne ade ni nyina no emmo ahodo timi wrem di se mo awurem saa no ya na be very difficult se saa pathogens no betima fight ebi ho ye ka covid-19 ye bai uhu se in fact virus no na ye ho kire ye pa yes idruba bi ho nso so a obey na bi bacteria ho nsem me kam na kusi so manga na yenim yare ahodo a edi nya yes A1 plus capsules ne ba ebebo immune system no ho bai okuro ba bi a unsuru
na se nya fat no kwa na ebe sign bo immune system no ban a fight yare ahodo a ba attack
yes obapa ya winshirawo sanso na ye hwepa nso a ene nipa bebre peso mo fie flat nti we nso e promote flat tummy edruba bi we nipa ya na mo tuma yetimi bre o sori a wankasa wote nkasa wonyare nso wonte apo aha energy levels ne be boost di amawa okwa adwuma wankasa hu so wa ho keka no esisi so sanso na yenuru ya yede bai na apemfo ne mata wo ma wo manofo kire se omuntimi numbi na yentimi mfa kwan bia so emwa wo eni nti se besim tea na se apemfo ne mata ntimi numbi A1 plus no so omuntimi so numbi dia na akwanya wo ho se ye betimi de mom's tea enso de ama matan wo ma wo manofo eno no be benefit ama wo mo ombenya flat tummy no ebe ma metabolism akontema ma wo mo sanso mo breast milk nso be produce nso be konanim eno no de enam se wo mo de adesere na ba
3 in 1
yes na se ye tisu bi ka ho nti eno ye 350 Ghana cedis nti besim tea ye 450 no na A1 plus nso ye 450 no mom's tea ni de ye 350 Ghana cedis nti obi ho ne se opese na funo entwe a obehia besimti no asa hia A1 plus capsules no letimi abo ma nipadua na timi atwe yi na susu wafuno nsu bi asa wo shata kakra bia eno de besimti no betimi ahwe na atu ase
tea nko abetumi
tea nko abetimi
but A1 plus no wo de kan wa na je wo ye kese a na wo de A1 plus ne kan wa ebo
oba pa de wo mi ye say yo state bi oni pa mu a ye frɛ ni trophy thin outside but fat inside so me ti wo sisi e me yetia e na me say ma no no besimti ya ma me so ate but say yemfa ne say fat e wo me vital organs ho me ti wo mfu ani nya dai ehu enti obi ho a ono ma wosura chie say ne so beti ye wo say wo nom no ama wo so ate ama wanya nipadua na ho ofe ene ye wo say wa yetia o nom ama vital organs na nya na ho den ene ne de nya wo so na etie ni nyina wo kwan ye fa so ye nom no enti say wo frɛ a chiremu manye hu se wafu ne so na opese entwe unipadua no na abubu agusu na opese ensiesie anaso se unipadua no eso ebroso maye hu se de wote bia na ete yare bia ewo ho bia pese ono maduro bia kwanya wo ho nanso maye hu yare kro eno no betimi aboaye am yetimi a kire wo kwampa befa so a obetimi adri aduro no ho we eyenupa ye kamfore mo manga na umunipa nyina se bia nya bi na oto na wonom a ebitima boa siesie nipadua na agi ni free yare mu no na mani nipadua no so ahofe ye makonya se o manga na doctors pese wo motogu wo dispensary no mo de serve patients akonya wo wo pharmacy wo pese wutu na ade kogu na woton a akonya wo herbal shop na pese wotukugu a akonya wo ye makwan se obi bia pese oto de bo manga na maye koso bia no akonya wo se nipa mo a eho ehia ye numbers ena mde begudwa ama ya adwen abaso manga na ba bia wo bia no wo fra ye Akua Asieduaa numbers ye de beje wo so enie 0542 993 239
0542
993 239 yes answer wo 0599 431 481 0599 431 481 obi wo ha na opese bia wo ye voice and +1 614 327 8809 e wo TV screen so nti omo fa e betimi abo mo yie pa ye ka che o manga na se ya pom di hu hia ye ma wo de enso hu hia o pebito na woni padua ni nya na ho den na de obetimi di ya abo manga na no ye ne bebo abaso
wadaro ma si moms de no so sima na afi ye sorry enko
okay oba pa me da ase bio ye hwe moms tea no a moms tea no de America ne se oba tan no mo a eboa ema ni nipadua no fat bi ewum bi enko yi bia enane ene ndu ebe sanso adwunefu betwenefu no ama wanya flat tummy no ha de to so bi nso ne se ebesa aboa ama metabolism nso akontem etodo a eating disorders ene kokofa saa nipadua no a epohye bibirbi no eba no eni nti se metabolism esisi so a ebetimi aboa amobata ne ho ayefe eni nti eboa metabolism sanso na eboa in the production of breast milk obetimi anya nufusuo papa abofra ne no mu a na nipadua no betimi nya ahoden etiapo eni nti oba pa adwuma 350 cedis sanso na besimti 450 Ghana cedis and na A1 plus slim capsules enso ye 450 Ghana cedis
na nimi enu ne de ye no bom
ebom nti we offer ya no nso be mi hu se de otebiate nya nso ya kire wo se de ya obenom ko ba panka ye ka dupa ho asema esesen ka nipa no frɛ a wo kase me hawni dodo sen na mehia na menom ne sei o ma ne ho kwan sa ma ye kire no a ebetuma oboa ma dance a wo pene ne nsa aka oba pa ne na
Silas Amponsa PRO edema Beslim Ghana Limited ena one ye edi nkom acheche Beslim tea na se Besem tea kwan pa ebetumi afaso anom no na etumi aboa na fat dodo a ewo ye nipadua ne mu no afaso na etumi anane no na ahweme etumi nya ye body ene ye shape a pese ye de bo ye life no emba no de ehia ye papa nti wate nkan de penechira kwan na afa so Besem tea no kokope bi wo yo batanya inya umu moms de no so ewo ho a won so kokoto a ebetumi aboa wo na wonnom na etwe so ma breast milk akwada no so betumi anomo na etumi abo ne papa happy birthday medema Alexander Opon or New Jersey USA abrochimemu Brian happy birthday to you nyankopon sure no tinenim enche so and the belated happy birthday so medema Alexander Opon so also co school our Brilliant Boys and Girls Academy efru mame ene papa bra kwa and I sister Dinah ho say yamfa happy birthday from our junior yakopon show umie wadwum na makotentia ahodi e sorry so na fe Kwesi Parker Wilson e the OBT agenda abeto so bidi de na nama intifo mitnemu e de ma PSC ladi yakramo
Papa BM Edeba Oyerepa TV. So we be the OBT agenda within the Kwesi Park Well. So now this morning I'll be speaking to a leading member of the NPP. Musa Superior. In fact, and the NPP government. Now one on the deputy director and as a CEO at the Forestry Commission. In fact, at some point, I think between 2017 and 2020, now I had a Tamale mayor. So I'll be speaking to him this morning right here on the show. I'm a guest now. And I'll pay the DSP DSP Fremantete say yemfa happy birthday message. Emma the first child, Emily, who is 17 today. It's Emily, from your dad, DSP Fremantete. He says a happy food day now. Or my fans, so we are the deputy senior prefect of the house. It's, Emily, wherever you are this morning, or Papa see yemfa a special happy birthday. Yemfa man, of course, coming from myself or your part team Ninginano. Emily, we wish you a happy birthday. There's another birthday message. Obi the brave me and person me quickly, but of course, with time, I'll get into that. But I'll pay. It was for Kojak Semen can show say when you're Qatar, when you're cold, the message to be fat a poco DB. I know every boy ye pa. Sign on Muchako toothpaste no so our system num. Muchako toothpaste no and also our system num. It's a pay upabiatra or call drugstore BNB turn up and do it to our call country drug lady in Accra. Ben do it to our hall. Now, over Kumasi Central Market, Kumasi here, will be under the form on 0244 55 9597. 0244 55 9597. And at 0244 481341. 0244 481341. From Nafe Enomdi South. Now, a year Christian Service University Semen Culture say admission for the year January Egusudendende also Akua University ebia na what Mr. deadline no you can go to Christian Service University January admission is still not so a January is going to end on Friday to be more than say between and there to Friday or pick your forms also Akua nursing midwifery with me alcohol Bachelor of Business Administration with me alcohol communication studies computer science and information technology, theology, planning. Nina undergraduate programs na mabobo bi so ubetimi akọ na afi okakọtọ forms na me pacho okọ undergraduate program na betimi apply. We get anything beyond that we yem foul. Into 6 to 36 and I betimi foul. Na mamunya 6 to 10 there. Your scholarship at the mouth, it be a full, be a house scholarship depending on your grade get be bound. Now, more some masters so of course, myself very soon I'm going to do masters. It's more some postgraduate programs. The masters, maybe a MA event management, MSc monitoring and evaluation, MSc accounting and finance, MSc corporate planning and governance, or more MPhil in communication, or more MPhil in English education, or more MPhil in mathematics education, and MA Christian ministry with management in our hobby. As postgraduate courses. For Christian service, I'll pay on 0246 27 5375. 0246 27 5375. And at 0240 154825. 0240 and at 0322 028781. 0322 028781. Now, we a quick happy birthday message to Honorable Ni Amashite. Honorable Ni Amashite, by a former mayor El Tema and a former MP El Clote Kole. He was also the original minister El Greater Accra, and at some point the employment and labor relations minister. Honorable Ni Amashite. And I'll pay a happy birthday. Former MP at the colleague Clote constituency, a former mayor in Tema, and also a former Greater Accra regional minister. It's honorable. Maybe I will be, we are wishing you all the best. In fact, over to party, but I know invite me, but party maybe. Jonathan Yamashite, once again, a happy birthday to you. I wish for I'll pay my guest this morning. The former deputy CEO at the Forestry Commission and also a leading member of the NPP. For Yama Obibia Chen na Yama Kwaba Kesepa Edeba Oyerepa TV show. Biba ye OBT agenda, that is Oyerepa breakfast time agenda. Bidin at the Kwesi Parker Wilson. Now, as you know, NPP just about a month ago, and on call election on Bulusu Poto a month for being Tiasia ABC Bibiwom. ABC National Executives, ABC Akufado. Into prognosis is still going on. No Kasa MPP has set up a committee. Omashe Jumase, Omoko region by region, to establish the reasons for a diffusion that took that also. So there be a party at the crop potentia Omulusi election. I don't pay one of the leading members of the party, former mayor or Tamale. Former spokesperson, Edema, His Excellency, former President, Nana Akua Asieduaa, one time or contested as the organizer of the party, General Secretary or contested. It was for this man is a man you know. They don't name him, those who've been in the political space. Musa Superior. Now, just before the party went in opposition, now we're on the deputy. Is it CEO?
CEO,
yeah. Director, deputy CEO. And then my Forestry Commission. Most surprised my guest this morning. Honorable Akwaba.
We are doing well.
We are doing well.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
Opposition.
Opposition here, new.
Opposition here. Oh, so what opposition pen? In
fact, that is why because you are napping.
Yeah.
So
why we test the opposition?
Yes. So opposition is not good for any political party. Party beyond opposition because who opposition are opportunities and available. So I could my party progressive. Now challenges be what opposition are happen. So opposition there no political party.
I see. If you are not happy, sir.
Me very very sad. Now me papa say opposition. So opposition there and yet we should be positive about it. No, it's not good at all.
In the last few weeks, may we say, as reported, you've been on the rooftops. And the wolf is a party lose election.
No, yes, me wolf.
You are angry that party
very angry. And a lot of MPP people across the country. Including the party leadership at the local level, polling station level, constituency level, regional level, and the national level. Because Lucy na a record losing. Because historically, no political party has lost such a man Lucy out of 137 seats. And then we ended up 88 or 89.
88 seats.
88 seats.
There's
we are pursuing.
Come aside.
No, you're not too certain about that. We are absolutely certain. And so very soon, and then they will announce the result. This is just by the way, anyway. So basically, since 1992. Right. We say a party, for me, party 26th of July 1992. Now, the existence of the party around that time was only for 5 months because in 1992, on the 3rd of November.
Right.
So, and then this party was able to garner over 30%. Now, you say PNDC, power as a military government for nearly 12 years.
Right.
And then before they almost change PNDC into NDC with the same structures around the country. No more ministers, secretaries of state, more local people, district chief executives, committee for the defense of revolution, members of the 31st December Women's Movement. So now more structures now. But yeah, by any structure, because from Buzia Dankwa, yeah, operate Buzia Dankwa quietly, because at that time, no, now want to mean operate political party. So between 1990 and 1991, yeah, quite work underground, because it was illegal. Politics. So you had very dedicated, strong people such as Nana Dodenko, Kufuado, Professor Dubois, Vijay Darocha, Alaja Alasan, Salifu CUP and Co. They were all over the country. Party sympathizers and now a tradition sympathizers to form a political party. So by the time I almost lifted ban on politics, for me MPP in 1992, and we went to election. And the biggest mobilization effort MPP in our history was the 1992 campaign, because only 5 months, then you got 30%. So it's the partner enduring party. But today's election, we have been in power, credible party, we should have resources, we are in government. Now I could lose the election by from 137 seats to 88 seats. And then, 41%. It doesn't look good. So it is not good that that is why Obiaya angry, and people have the right to be angry. Public conversation. Mati Kasa say, and so forth. So conversation,
the former minister, Fatima Abubakar.
Yes.
She's clear in her mind, say. I mean, Kasana money a bit more. If you Jimbachi and the likes of her and the Apia could be more kekano. You are washing your dirty linens in the public. She's very good party.
She's very wrong.
She's wrong?
Yes, as a former information minister, she should understand what liberal democracy is. Now, more reforms are, and you want to do it quietly. Everybody should be allowed.
You can't fear. You can't say
no.
What
I'm saying, what's wrong with that? Things are make say, what's wrong with that? If someone monitoring team, because likely say, everybody would meet the committee. And you're likely. I say, media monitoring team as a subcommittee of the committee. The media monitoring team, pick up whatever I'm saying here.
I see.
And then a part of the analysis. Because I want to me share committee.
So you've written a
I have written a 4-page document.
You've written a 4-page document.
One I will show it.
I'll be happy to get the copy.
I have written to the committee. And because it's very important, it encourages participation and inclusiveness. Because democracy is all about transparency, openness. What is not good is for people to go out there. Now, that one day I disagree totally. Don't go and call people names. Speak to the issues and make sure that issues are who bring it up. Their issues are really, you believe they are facts.
But in the view of a fact, I mean, it hurts the soul of the party.
That is absolutely not true.
A man for Bufu party.
It is not true.
A man for NPP, terrible party.
In fact,
do this thing. You hurt the party.
On the contrary, it opened up the party for further conversation. If you want to do what we call a closed democracy, an agile democracy, I say every open, inclusive, transparent regime. So that Obia Bekasa, because they send your information out. And like I said, say, men do Obia 10. Just speak to the issues. But other leading members of the party are speaking. For example, the General Secretary saw Kasa.
Of course.
And all Kasa no why we lost the elections.
I say spiritual. I say asophobia mbompa. There are some pastors who were supposed to intercede for the MPP.
I don't.
Intercede my MPP.
Meaning I agree because.
No.
Meaning
you disagree with the
absolutely. I think that start talking or it should calm down because spiritual being. Which spiritual?
No.
Spiritual being. Where is the evidence? So, say MPP threw out a campaign any malams any also for our support here. Are they saying say also force no only malams no overpower ye the no. So just say is the reason why because now he has been talking. heard that internal bickering, or say apathy, or say partner your financiers, any supporters, or say no opportunities were not available, or say prime minister because of the way prime minister where people were paid and they chose the general secretary said it. And these are all facts. And it is not bad the general secretary has publicly said it, because he's the general secretary who is reporting to the public why, in his view, we lost.
It's what I say, no, for you, no. It will be shameful on his part, so because special, because we're enumerating all these things as causes for defeating.
A contradiction.
A contradiction.
It contradicts his earlier position, because he's been talking a lot, and he's been enumerating why we lost. Maybe one of the reasons, numerous reasons now, or in those things. There are reasons why we lost. I have indicated it in my write-ups. There are
for you know. Then NPP lose this election.
There are two major reasons. Number one is government decisions. Some of the government decisions levy didn't help us. Cathedral. Cathedral and Boy cry.
Man, two voice on the cathedral.
I think I have said it, but maybe it hasn't been picked up. But Cathedral and Boy. How is it that you call election 3 months to election? PURC, which is a government organ, or increase electricity and water bill 3 months to election.
Say IMF condition.
No, you should, as a political
tariffs, no much as everything possible. So it's not IMF condition. You can't blame the government for that.
As a political party, you should find a way to nuance your way out. Look, the most important thing is the victory. The reason why we have a political party is victory. Now, if there is a condition which is even mandatory, find a way to nuance your way out. Now, IMF is a problem. That's number one. Number two, 2-3 days to election. A lot of people are probably 1 day to the election. Fuel prices.
Yeah, of course, 2 or the day before the election. Yeah.
No,
but you see, for Musin, you understand the process. Unlike a BOB or share or Nam Street or so, you know deregulation still exists. It's an abiding needs hard to me,
That's why I'm saying.
What I say is the OMC and able to do.
That's why I'm
saying. So you can't blame NPP for increasing the fuel prices on the day or a day before the election. You can't blame them.
You can, because you are doing politics. These OMC people, they are all under your umbrella. You're doing the politics together with them. You're doing marketing with them. You give them licenses to go and work and things like that. So to say more increase, if you had done it say 6 months ago, probably that is a good argument. But a day to day, why didn't they just wait a election? A day after the election, no more take our decision. But a day to the election, sending wrong signals to Ghanaians, and especially to the NDC, who will understand, but on their propaganda. NDC koye propaganda in my constituency all over the country. Say, there you are again. A day to the election, or more increasing fuel prices. So we should be strategic, so that we are not strategic. Whatever we are doing, the piano, we should try and make sure we do it so that we can get the numbers. Because in politics, only numbers are. Won't mean winning election. If you are even the best government and the people don't vote for you, how do you come back to continue with the good work? So sometimes you have to consider the politics, the numbers, whatever and get the numbers or keep the numbers is very, very, very significant. Even decisions are affecting government. Now, I'm say affecting government, but it will let the population feel good about it. Politically, you need to galvanize and
provide
it's politics. I'm saying decisions be exactly. If the Ghanaian people are saying, so for, I'll give an example.
Me too.
Who say now His Excellency believed that there was no need for cabinet reshuffle.
Right.
Now he believed it. He said, me cabinet, no, we are there.
True.
Now, cabinet reshuffle there. No, and yes, something that you should just do. You should believe that Omunya there. But on the contrary, Ghanaians, there was pressure from the public.
True.
From our MPs.
Yeah.
From most people, from senior members of their party say, yeah, cabinet reshuffle. I think that politically, no, Nana Addo should have listened to the people. This is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
He should have listened to the people and do the cabinet reshuffle. The MPs, about 90 of them.
Right.
In fact, a campaign for their party to win power.
Right.
Then there are issues with the economy. Now, some people and the MPs, any constituents feel say, finance minister. So they started this around 2022. 90 MPs. I think the president should have listened to them and removed the finance.
Oh, but he did eventually remove.
No, he eventually, but it was late. In fact,
late? Better late than never.
Absolutely.
Better late than never.
The noise wouldn't have come. Because noise no had holy press conference, the leadership, they were talking in the media and all kinds of things. Because how can you take, say, one person? You say one person, oh, this person, he should be safe. The rest of the 90 people, you don't care. Politics and but I
thought you gave a reason. I mean, be fair to Akua Asieduaa. We're going to the IMF negotiation.
We finished the
IMF negotiation. Then I will listen to your call.
That was cooking.
That is a very fair comment and reaction. I
finished in May.
Okay.
When did Akua Asieduaa did this reshuffle?
I think in January or so. Or February.
So he should have kept his word after the IMF because he received the first tranche around $600 million around May 19th or 20th. So after the IMF had finished, he should have kept his word and asked him to stand down because in the interest of the party, unity of the party, collectivity of the party, they say, they say, look, the way things are, it's your cousin. I say, look, my cousin, as for you people, you are my people. So please, you want my government to deliver. This is this noise that is coming. It's not good for us. So please, you need to stand down.
But do you think that it was fair for the MPs, to equally call for the head of Kenofriata?
Because in their view, the MPs in their view, they said it publicly. Say, the finance minister was not managing the economy competently.
To you,
I agreed with them.
Oh, you agree with them?
Yeah, because my constituents were. When you saw the decline went up, when Mohammed Amin Anta came around and people were talking positive about him,
the economy was bouncing back.
And the economy was bouncing back. Today, we are being told that their debt stock, about $24 billion is gone out of it now. So the money left now is about $739 or something billion. So this is what Amin Anta has anchored. So we're expecting, say, the president should listen to me. The other thing is that sometimes succeed politics. We need finance ministers who are also politicians. Say Ken was unelected.
Of course, I mean,
so he won't understand who an MP, the role of an MP. Because now every 2-3 weeks, constituency. Now constituency people are complaining. And then you bring the information to Accra. And then nobody is listening to you who as an MP. Next time, who constituency Lucy. And this affects this disaster. One of the reasons, because say if Akua Asieduaa had listened and brought in a new finance minister, a lot of things would have changed.
It's the delay in removing Ken.
Part of the
MPs, massively in this election
around
around the country. Yes. One of the reasons.
It's one of the reasons. Numerous reasons.
Yeah, numerous. One of the reasons.
One of the reasons.
MPs in Lucian because influence.
Yes, because the constituents were telling them, Ghanaians were telling them, MPs they are also foot soldiers too.
Oh yeah.
Because if almost suit our parliament, but almost constituency they are more casual than any other casual person. Almost house to house, market to market. So it is a very strong vehicle to transmit information to government. Legislators are strong vehicles. So you will be in trouble because they are the local people. How many times does the president and his senior people go around the country? Once in a while they go around the country. But these people, constituency and the complaints are coming. So my view is that His Excellency should have listened to the MP and removed the finance minister. But at the time, now it was the 1 year to elections. And
I mean, because you are seeking to demonize Akufo-Addo, because we say he is one single man. What contributed a lot to the NPP defeat.
And demonize Akufo-Addo.
Yes, of course.
No, in which way? This conversation is part of the conversation.
No, because what kind of government policies?
Yes,
number one.
That's a government. No, and Akufo-Addo's government.
No, but so on the head,
exactly. On a part of the government. Let me give examples. And these are things I said in the past too. Even when I was deputy CEO, when we say time out 22nd July precisely. Me issue a statement on my Facebook wall, which is a very, very popular Facebook wall. I mean, catch school feeding caterers, national service personnel, and so on and so forth. Youth in afforestation. True. The way I'm making noise no, and why a campaign no. And then I said in the same statement, say, the party should roll out a support program that will empower your party people. Nobody listened to me. Then in October, October, me issue a similar statement, this time calling on the yet to be appointed presidential candidate. Say, we near, or making sure, say, all these arrears are paid. How is it that you brought in such a fantastic program, NAPCO, very fantastic program. It's NAPCO in future would have been like the Job Center Plus in the United Kingdom. And that was my thinking around NAPCO. Say one day to be the Job Center Plus. So that it will be a government agency when people are looking and look for those opportunities. But after all, NAPCO became devastated because the arrears was about 9 months. As we speak, I'm not sure even all the arrears.
No, they haven't paid. Still remain. 9 months.
It's not good. It was our flagship program. We should have protected.
The same you see for they were just pawns in an election 2020. That's all.
Those arguments could be right. but the point is that you should pay them. Youth in afforestation. You are
now you're out of government.
No, that's why I'm saying we should have paid them.
Okay.
But I will be appealing to the next government to pay them.
Not like John Mahama's government.
The John Mahama's government. To pay them because we are government, Juma. So,
I see.
Yes, they did. Look, all those who were
John should incur the cost of their
Not John should incur that. This is governance issue.
Right.
They were recruited by the state, the government of Ghana. Okay? Our civil servants not going to be paid.
Right.
They are going to everybody. The people who continue to work as government. So most of the programs are here in Tmintiano. Some are there, some are not there again. So, for example, you.
Yes. It's a failure on your part as well.
I don't pay. It is the finance minister who pays.
Did you push for the agenda?
I have made submissions in private and I have made submissions in public. What kind of push do you want me to do again?
So you fought for them?
I did. I spoke to senior members of government to talk to the finance minister. When I wasn't hearing from them, I issued a public statement. I didn't hear from them. These are issues we discussed in executive management meetings. We didn't hear from them.
What was the reason Tiana Finance?
I cannot tell. When you have an interview with him, you ask him. Why is it that some other payments were being made,
right?
And yet we can't pay these poor people. So,
but we're getting feedback.
No, some of the feedbacks we were getting didn't suggest that he was ready to pay.
Like what?
No, because he would say that, take it easy, we will pay. Now, if somebody says we will pay, and you are rational and move on. But it kept on and on and on until I became frustrated.
Oh, okay.
Then I issued, even when I issued that statement, a lot of people call me and say, hey, Musa, you have to be careful with your job. I say, They issue statements say government should pay these people are we are now way so then now move friend say oh I should be careful with my job.
Why were they calling to be careful with the job?
No, because say it is rare for a government appointee to make statements and encouraging the government to do the right thing if in your view you think the government is doing the wrong thing. So it is very, very rare in Africa that people don't really do those things. But when I did it, it became an issue. When I said that the decision of the PURC to increase the government should reverse it with immediate effect. I remember that. It was an issue. And some people came up. I knew I have read the literature of the IMF, have followed the IMF. I knew it was an IMF conditional. Remind the government that before you become a government, the politics is what you have to do correctly. Now, say, when your politics not correctly, you will lose. So these are some of the reasons. Say, me can say we should have listened to those policy decisions. No, shouldn't have come. And then sometimes his leadership style. For example, when we say, we revere our chiefs in this country. True. We revere our chiefs. Me, where I come from is called Sang in the Mion constituency, for the district capital of Mion. Okay. We have a chief there. Right. If any politician or anybody goes there to disrespect my chief, you will incur my displeasure. Obia. It doesn't matter who you are. You will incur my displeasure.
Akua Asieduaa incur the displeasure of Ghanaians.
Neighbor. So, when Akua Asieduaa was seen at a public function, I think it was on the Volta region. And then they said the chief should get up and greet him. I thought it was unnecessary.
It was unnecessary.
I thought it was unnecessary.
No, but he's the president.
No,
the first gentleman of the land. Chiefs, not the chief.
Some chiefs
the
do
first
that.
gentleman. President.
Some chiefs, what you can do, some chiefs do that. If someone is too happy with it, make sure that you don't demonstrate it publicly. Yeah, some chiefs wake up. I have seen other chiefs wake up and greet him. That's fine. That's fine. That is what they want. That is what
the chief stood and then he said, "Oh, I'm on transit."
That is what they want. But if the chief doesn't want that, traditionally he's the leader of the traditional area. Right. So some of the chiefs, so almost sitting in state, customarily, they are not supposed to wake up. Some of the chiefs, for example, the Yana, if the Yana is in state, he will not wake up for anybody.
He doesn't stand.
No. It is against the customs of our Dagbon for the Yana to wake up for any other person. So, for example, if you
not even the president.
No, that's a custom. I said
because custom, the president. There are smaller groups in a bigger enterprise called Ghana.
The president I know is a royal. He comes from a traditional area.
Of course.
He understands this better than I am. I'm telling you. If you go to the Ochimai,
of course,
more customs.
Of course,
if you go to Ashanti, more customs.
There.
So what I'm saying is that we should, they say, I am responsive to even things I am with humility.
Oh, okay.
So that if the president was not happy, say the Omoyeno and yet, then quietly, president can speak to his aides or regional minister quietly. Say, these people, next time I come, they shouldn't do what they have done. And I'm sure that correction would have sounded, but say it was very physical, it was very intense.
Ordering.
Yes, and then he insisted, video. And people were infuriated about it. Now,
and not incur the wrath of Ghanaians and it can't no more.
Yeah, it was also a lot of things. Then I'm talking about also and things like that. The other thing is the party.
Okay.
We say a election in July 2022 thereabout, I think, to elect national officers of the party. Now, July 2022, 2023, 2024, election, the party has become weaker than it was before the election.
NPP has become weaker
than the way it was election. So that it means that we say Blay and John Boyd's time strong, but we even criticized them for your defeat. We say we had 169 and then from 137. No, and then the election, no, we won just by 2 or 3 percentage points.
Yeah, about 500,000.
And then we said, no, this one is not right. These people are incompetent. They are they shouldn't be leading their party. That argument strongly, including the current leadership, are almost contesting those who were contesting them, former officers. No, almost making arguments around the country. Say this one is a disgrace. It's shameful that we lost the way we lost, and then we won the elections. Then, fast forward, 2024, we lost abysmally. Yeah. In fact, this is the most heartbreaking lose.
The heartbreaking lose of the NPP.
Of the NPP. And so this abysmal loss, no, say omuma responsibility, and then you are not able to deliver the responsibility. You should be humble enough to say, I'm sorry, this responsibility I failed, and I'll go. But if you want to argue reasons why you have failed, no, actually say there's a leadership problem. Look at Nanabi. Nanabi, I make it public statement, say, I respect the young man. Right. The reason why I respect him because, when who say the talking is too much, people are saying, look, we lost because these people perform woefully. I have heard a number of people talk about the fact that a few of them privately,
Justin Kudia over contesting him. Seeking re-election.
I have.
I mean, from the grapevine, I've been reliably informed from the grapevine that he's seeking re-election.
Mean to mean confirm me.
Okay.
The Okano. Okay. Because Mantino. And I haven't heard.
But do you think, or no, or carry no he should seek re-election?
No, all of them should. In fact, currently we shouldn't be talking about re-election. Who could come me right us? I'm talking about young persuade Omo to stand down. Omo stand it down.
All the executive
so that the National Council will establish an interim management committee because they see what they call the reorganization and restructuring process led by Professor Michael Kwesi, which I didn't like much because now I feel it was going to waste a lot of money. I'm sure you will be privy. You are a general to do, and then you will see the amount of money the party will spend to do what.
You think they should let us know the amount? They should let us know the amount they are spending on this.
Of course, they should. We are running a democratic, transparent party. Why wouldn't they let Ghanaians know the amount of money they are going to spend for SAR process? And when you see the money, you will be shocked. And all the things that they are going to talk about is being already spoken about.
You already know about
General Secretary. And he's even added SAR spiritual partner.
Legging into it.
So the party organization across the country, proper. It wasn't efficient. Now, me challenge you omo dey bia say omo publish an activity plan omo use here to work between 2022 and 2024. Where is the activity plan? Omo publish it. They should omo in the Ashanti region in about 7 constituencies. This is what we do. In the northern region in about 8 constituencies. All the regions and all the constituencies almost indicating how many times has the national executive collectively and individually almost visited constituencies around the country. Almost indicating. So actually say the party was so weak. In fact, we ran a weak party and then we presented that weak party to a presidential candidate. Then he sat on the weak party and the party collapsed. You get the point.
You took a weak party to the presidential candidate.
And then we chose a president. He sat it and the party
collapsed. Wow.
That is the situation. So leadership way there, if they really want to do us good, do MPP people good, and I will salute them. To be very, very honest with you, voluntarily, almost stand it down.
Now, what can in fact, I'll put this on the screen. There is a data be in Saka, right from 96 to 2004, and the reason probably to buttress in Musa's prayer Button will secure 63 seats for the NPP at the time, not 200 seats per annum. Dambuche in 2000, 100 seats at Miami, so that is an upward trajectory. If I watch Dambuche a performance, it appears to say no a lot of upward trajectory. So from 100 in 2000 or 2004 or 128, the 28 seats sometime that parliamentary sitting at 230. Now you come to the non hearing toll in 2008 or drop from 128 to 107. 107. Now the late Sir John, that is Kojo, also free in 2012 or 123 seats. 123 seats. Jumbo Dubai, not call 169. 169. And under Jumbo again, General Secretary. In 2020, he was actually the General Secretary and I confirmed that to the Swaba. And on 169 about 137. And Siciano, lawyer Justin Kudia, they free 137, they are about 88. It's Ushimwa, the poor performance of any General Secretary per the data, no, Justin Kudia. It's also to buttress the point Musa is making there. This MPP currently, now almost a week. So,
data we mean data we. Okay. That is why I conclude and say this is the most abysmal performance. Now, General Secretary no kaho, but it's not only the General Secretary. The General Secretary, not only
leadership,
the leadership, the chairman, and any other elected officer of the party, probably including the entire National Executive Committee, because among four named the composition of the National Executive Committee. National Executive Committee, and you're only elected and deputy, so there are other people on the National Executive Committee. So this failure should suggest to them, say, the best thing for them to do for our party is to stand down. Lose any principles, but
could you disagree? Say standing down.
I haven't heard him say that.
Oh,
or disagree there. Of course, he can,
because his point is that his husband is that and me can say toss mawa or see before he came into office. Now, running elections be that polling station, no constituency level, regional level. Into all those internal breaking, or that no be too much. 2 years wasn't enough time for him to work things around and resolve the matters. You can't tell him that all resign.
This is just disingenuous. It was the same people that ran election the same people gave him the mandate. So it means that in their view, they thought, say, all the other four people contesting Kodiano, even though you were not there when they were elected,
of course,
they think that you had the credibility, you have the skill set, any competence to manage this party. And therefore, Kasa Okai, I haven't heard it.
No, I'm telling you.
I think he should stand it down. Because Oka, he's talking about that he wasn't there when they were elected.
Of course.
But they are the same people going through the discussion and the conversation about who should be a party general secretary in 2022. So there is the need. It means that these people gave you the power, the authority, everything. They were happy to have you. So SARS space, no, you should have also on seize SARS space, no, and then worked. But I have asked you, say, publish it.
Activity plan.
Activity plan between 2022 and 2024. The activity plan of their party. I can assure you that probably there will be none. And then they should also indicate between 2022 and 2024, either collectively or as individuals, constituencies, this is where we have done. I think that the office of the General Secretary should be said that no, it should be mobile. So that if you can spend 1 month in Ashanti, come back to Accra for 2 weeks and do your administrative work. Now Akua Western region for 1 month. I think we should, because any the only permanent job, he's the only person being paid by the party.
Oh, okay.
The General Secretary, the party Chenoka.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yes. Okay. And some of them have even got government appointment. I don't know about Kodia, but some of them in the past, they were members of boards. You get the point. So we should, and a full-time job, we are General Secretary, you can't do any other job because you are paid for it. Okay. So we need your time. And that is why a lot of people say, our position, it is the most powerful position in the party and other parties in the country, because you are the leader In fact, the General Secretary is the head of the MPP headquarters, not the chairman. You watch a constituency, the MPP headquarters, the staff, the liaison officer.
It's very powerful.
Very, very, very powerful appointment.
Don't you think Sekodia maybe didn't perform because now Okasa a weak party? Now the age count. Looking at Nanado, for example, and Ghana, our culture. The Boma Peninia the other day. So, I mean, Kodia should be around 43, 44.
No, it is
I mean,
not.
So the age could be a factor.
That argument, no crap. Said.
No, I'm saying it could be a factor.
No, that, and I'm saying that it could not be true. It cannot be true because respect. How do they say in Chi? A buo, woho. Any firmness. Say, oh, if you are firm, now a buo. Now, but if you are firm. And not only a boa or no problem. So, for example, in a meeting, party makes proposals to government and Moko cabinet, and then cabinet says no, and then you can say, Mr. President, respect. I shouldn't be speaking the way I want to speak to you. I think that this policy is good for them and for the interests of their party and your own. If you say things like this and the president insists, say Obe Peshiwa, you need to let the president know, then you will communicate that to the party.
Okay.
Yes. That is what, these are evidences of what you did. Then you come back to steering committee, of which the president is a member, and say to the steering committee, cabinet,
this is what happened.
This policy that I agree here to implement, The president and the cabinet said no. So I'm reporting back to the steering committee, and the steering committee will report to the National Executive Committee, and the National Executive will report to the National Council. In some cases, you have to let the president know that, then you will make this public. Yes, Mr. President, I think that...
You threaten the president.
You are not threatening him. You are telling him that you will inform the party people. And that is your role, because you are representing the party people. And you have the right to insist that the president should accept organization. Now, if the president is adamant to accept those programs, so for example, e-levy.
Right.
When who said, Nana B spoke publicly about e-levy, and I was very, very happy.
Yeah, spoke against.
That is what I'm talking about. Because almost everybody in their party didn't like e-levy, including the vice president of the Republic of Ghana, or called Peace FM, or make public statements say e-levy and implemented poor people. So may implementing. And then lo and behold, after several weeks, e-levy came on board. I think that it shows that there was no consistency and poor quality judgment on the part of the government, because you have a whole vice president.
No, science should be there was no consistency.
There was no consistency and poor quality judgment on the part of your government, because so what the second in command, the whole Ghana second statement even if cabinet didn't like it, cabinet must accept it. If so one consulting cabinet one consulting president to go and make it, you have to accept it.
See.
Because it will show, say, you are there for each other. That's number one. Number two, show say the consistency flows. But here is the case. The whole vice president has spoken about e-levy. It's for poor, affecting poor people. And weeks later, the government issues a communication to say, e-levy. So these are, and I like the way Nana B came out. I'm sure they even made the case in cabinet. But Nana B came out publicly to say, e-levy, I think it was impervious to conscience. Because the number of issues are among for example, National Cathedral, people. I don't think they did.
Okay, you don't think they did?
I don't think they, because...
What if they did not win? And I said, do you have any information there?
difficult for them when I was talking to them. I don't want to mention them. In fact, maybe me mention one of them. And then immediately after the interview, the man called me and said, Musa, don't do things. Don't mention my name on television.
No, but did he do it or didn't do it?
I didn't ask him. I just said, yes, sir, I will do. And I think I should respect him. He's an elderly person.
Okay.
I will no longer do that. He was very impatient because if you go to Ashanti region and you are on Kasa on radio so and people call you and say your concerns A or concerns B or concerns C, and then you say, look, it doesn't matter. Whatever concerns you have, if you are not happy, these are all things I found quite intriguing. Say the president of the country on the campaign season are all making these kinds of statements. And why?
It's another and conduct and
because we heard a lot of stories about the fact that the vice president was undermined, you know, and he was not in charge. And you know, if the vice president was in charge, have you spoken to the man one-on-one?
One-on-one.
I beg you, find time and go and speak to him one-on-one.
But of course, I've been to him press conference.
How did they say it?
Yeah, of course, Adrian.
Big. The man is so intelligent and smart, very deep man. Now, Nka Omu Alawi, Dr. Bawumia, to solely manage this economy with other members of the economic team. I'm telling you, my brother, we wouldn't have been where we are today.
Because, I mean, I'm told that, I mean, if Bawumia felt undermined, is cast in the mode of Akufado. Or not for to bring in a pekaka. And also to me, one.
Authority, what authority? Go and look at the constitution. What is the role of the
so in principle,
wait. Okay,
no, I resign from
it's not everybody who do that.
Principle.
No, principle.
No, that's the point.
No. That is your word. It's not everybody who do that. There are people who think that, the opportunity. There are people who are patient to wait for another opportunity, and that is what Bawumia thinks. Say, okay, you know, let's see next year. And then he kept on, and he was very, very loyal to the man.
Yeah.
And you see, loyalty is like being a prisoner. If you are loyal, you are loyal. You can't say for one or two reasons you can be disloyal. He was loyal to the man, and so he was thinking, say, with time, the opportunity. But throughout that period, the opportunity didn't come. And the economic management team led the vice president. What is the constitutional mandate for it? Zero. A president can decide not to have economic management. I think one president didn't have it. I think Atta Mills or so. A president can decide not to have economic. One president didn't have it. Now, and he will be doing his own thing because you already have a constitutionally mandated office, the finance ministry, to look at the economy with a backup support for government so that all these big brains and heads of significant key commerce ministries, Akua or government.
Talking about now, so you talked about the number AC, and there's another suggestion that Bawumia himself may be a poor candidate and because even when you look at the numbers, the vote from the northern part of the country, and said that mama no, though he's a northerner, it's obviously the choice of Bawumia as a candidate equally was a poor choice.
This is the way I will answer your question.
I'm listening.
In fact, Bawumia was an excellent weak party.
He rode on a weak party.
And I told you, say, weak party almost shisha party from 2022 up now and handed it over to whoever was elected. And in this case, it was Bawumia. Bawumia sat on the party and it collapsed. So that's number one. Number two, in fact, I could say, Bawumia as a person played a bigger role in securing this 41% we had.
Wow.
Bawumia played that role. To suggest that we didn't have a good candidate. Look, what do you expect in a candidate? Intelligent, smart, hardworking, or be ultimately communicating well and things like that. Now you're down to earth and affable. We had it in Dr. Bawumia. That is, you are looking for a kind. These are the kind of things we had it in Dr. Bawumia. Unfortunately, this party, he took a weak party, and I told it was weak in party. How? Listen to this one.
I'm listening.
Your government and your constituency officers around the country. Close to about 5,000. If you multiply 17 constituency officers by 276, I'm sure you get near around 5,000. Is that correct?
Right.
Yes. There was no plan in place to empower them.
You mean the conscious executives?
So some of them, if not most, no more nijuma, and no more kuta degrees, and those who didn't even have educational qualification, there should have been a support program to ensure, say, to empower them. Say, who empower your constituency officer, you are empowering the party.
Yeah.
Because on your scar, mostly they will reinvest their money into the party. And they were struggling. The police station officers around the country completely. In fact, we have heard stories party people when you say it was totally unacceptable. We have heard stories, CEOs, MDs, they tell party people, say, well, no, they're on your politician. Now, on your politician, when party people go to them and they say that, oh, me, I'm not.
I remember a very famous one about within your time. That's the NIA boss, actually.
Okay, so
you cannot speak
like
because it became public.
You cannot speak like that. And these were the people who worried the party, who they watch. You are a journalist. 2024 elections. How many CEOs, any deputy CEO, did you see how they're campaigning? No, I want to go and do analysis. How many?
Not that I recall, but
so it's key. Say the next MPP government, we should appoint our people who have the party at heart to certain key positions. Provided they are quite. It doesn't matter. They are also Ghanaian citizens. Now, campaign. I think before this program, now private conversation. Now, then our vice president now amount for Buao say people helped you and then you win and then you win and then you say no, in the name of national interest, any national unity, even though you have the qualification, but I'm going for someone who didn't even help the campaign. It's wrong because honestly a Ghanaian,
of course,
Ivorian. Then that is where you can say, but so I'm going to look for a Ghanaian to appoint, but we'll find a way and help. So the next future president of the MPP, you should consider, and I'm making a case, we should put it in the constitution, the president should always consult the MPP national executive in making his appointment. We can put it in our party constitution.
Like that?
No, it's not like that. No, it was not. I don't know whether he did it privately or not, but all these people who came from most of them, they were not members of the diasporian branch.
Oh, okay, the UK branch.
UK branch,
Ireland branch,
Washington branch.
Right.
They came behind the door and they saw very powerful people in Ghana who are very powerful, and then they got some of their. If I know them, if I mention the names one by one, we are on the frame catch them say mami mbo. People are watching. They know.
Then they came through the back door.
They know them.
To get
one
appointment.
Person I can mention is the chief executive of the Forestry Commission. That one, you want me to mention one?
John Alote.
Have you ever?
He's your boss.
That's why I'm asking. But you say person. No, don't do that. You said I should mention one. So now, Paka, what kind of life is that?
No. I'm surprised you're mentioning your boss.
Now, if Nkawa insists here, I mean mention, and you still insisted, say the people are watching me, so I should mention one, and I'm giving you one.
Oh, I see.
Oh no, I don't even think
It's one of the appointments in the man.
I don't know how MPP sympathizer. Now he didn't care about their party. When party people come there, he's very upset with them. He said to people, say, oh, no, the only politician. And it's true. 2024 election, not a single constituency that this man went to campaign.
John
Alote.
Wow.
Now, if he can, I'm going to say we're a public.
Of course.
If you are watching me, John Alote, come and challenge me. Say, this is the constituency you campaigned.
Wow.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
And I have spoken about this at meetings where he was part.
Where John was part.
Yes, he was part. And I said to the meeting that this man is not helping the party.
Oh. Okay.
I said it clear. So in future, we should appoint our people.
The people who have worked.
We should, yes, majority of Akufado's appointees, of course, they were MPP people. Right. Let's be honest with that.
Right.
But collectively, no, we should appoint our people. It is no new. If you are looking for a chief executive of NCA and you think that all MPP, we don't have an expert. You can't go and appoint Musa Superior as chief executive because that is not my background. It means that you have already failed. But if Kojo Ansah or you're expert in communication, any information technology, and then you leave him. Now Kojo Ansah was all over the place campaigning for the MPP, and then you win power. Then you leave Kojo Ansah and go and appoint Obia or one Bojuma Bakukra MPP.
I see.
And now one financing partner anywhere. You have done a disservice to the party. In fact, it's not only MPP. I mean, you can see Mohammed's appointments, the way it is coming up.
I mean, party boys.
Correct. So,
I mean, these are known people we interview, we speak to, I mean,
so far, the only appointment, non-political is the Constitutional Review Committee.
Yes.
And he's right to do that. Because that team is non-partisan. Otherwise, why didn't he make H. Kwesi Prempeh Attorney General? Because we all know, say, H. Kwesi Prempeh becomes an Attorney General, he will do a fantastic work. But he decided to take him out of the politics. You see, so a very, very incumbent. And the National Executive should insist that as this reforms is part of the things I wrote to the party.
Oh, I think you wrote to the party, 4-page document.
Therefore, if you want, I'll give a copy. And then they should insist that we should be in the constitution so that here we are. The president being appointment now, he should come to steering committee. They will sit down. He will say, "Okay, this is what I'm thinking to do. And what do you think?" That is how we run a party.
Okay.
So that Umbema will suggest maybe you can make a case to argue them, say, "Oh, they are open." In your view, and if they are convinced, it means that it's a party decision.
But I'll ask you just about 2 more questions, and we are wrapping up this morning right here on the show. So you are clear in your mind that just that you rode on a
weak party.
Yeah. Based on this assertion, would you propose a 2024?
You see, this is the argument people make. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's a question I'm asking.
Now you are building a party. We are doing restructuring. Presidential primaries in the future.
Right.
And I always say that presidential candidates and the parliamentary candidates, almost win elections. So it is the party. So if you jump the gun, you are talking about Mati flyers of Obise Omo Contesi, national chairman, general secretary, and some people have even. Oh, I'm sure probably you will ask that question. I know. and no, this is not the time for that conversation. This is the time to concentrate. Let's listen to the committee.
We are concentrating, but
you can't jump the gun.
Do you think that Bawumia should be the candidate?
I think he's an excellent man, and I think that any political party will love him to lead.
Okay.
But it is not for me to sit here.
No, but of course you wish that he leads the party. Of course, this picture is behind you.
So I am saying that we are rebuilding the party.
Apparent to the throne.
We are rebuilding.
And I say there is an endorsement of Bawumia.
We are rebuilding the
apparent to the throne.
I am saying so. We are rebuilding the party. The correct conversation now should be about the party. This party.
So when we are done rebuilding,
when we are done rebuilding,
should that flag be Bawumia?
When we are done rebuilding,
you are doing the rebuilding.
Listen.
Should the flag be Bawumia?
When we are done rebuilding, then we can go to the elections. We have polling station elections, we have constituency elections, and then we have the reforms and things like that. Right. And then the party will take a decision.
Right. So what decision do you think the party, in the interest of winning the election, should go?
Let's concentrate on the rebuilding. Let's concentrate on for me, the party is bigger than everybody. I am not going to be part of a conversation that will make the party weaker again. Because we gave the party to Dr. Bawumia, who was an excellent candidate, and he's still. But already on that part, it collapsed. So for me, if we want to win this election, it doesn't matter who party, with a very competent party leadership, and then we choose a presidential candidate. We will win the elections. So for now, I want the discussion to be around the party, reorganization, reforms, constitutional changes, who says any leader.
Chairman,
I am proposing, sir, the chairman should be the leader.
The leader of the party.
I am also proposing, sir, presidential candidates shouldn't form campaign teams.
Oh, okay.
These are drastic proposals. I said, no, that is totally unnecessary. It's not helping the party.
We
have the steering committee. Steering committee, a mandate given to the steering committee by the National Executive Committee and the National Council to run the party on daily basis.
Right.
And the membership of the steering committee, including president, all elected members of the party, leader of our caucus in parliament, any chairman of the Council of Elders, very powerful membership. I think that 1 year to every election, say election, 1 year to every election, the National Council should give the steering committee additional responsibility.
Okay.
That's our additional responsibility. They should become the campaign team. And it will be automatic. Say, national chairman who become the leader will be the chairman of the campaign team. General secretary will be the campaign manager. First vice, second vice, third chairman will be deputy campaign managers in charge of certain specific responsibility.
Whoa.
The national organizer will be director of operations. The treasurer will be director of finance. Women organizer, youth organizer, National coordinator will be responsible in coordinating women activities, youth activities, Nazara activities. And then probably in the wisdom of the steering committee, they can bring 2, 3, 4 people
on board additionally.
Why do you want to have a spokesperson of a committee who is not the director of communications of the NPP? How can you have a spokesperson of a campaign on your director of communication? So when they were communicating for their party,
across board.
So they should be given that opportunity. They were familiar with the system. So
going for no presidential candidate should set up a campaign to say this is a campaign team for the president.
That is what I'm proposing.
That's what you're proposing.
The party,
not a bad idea.
As part of your reforms, we make these proposals. Almost a year to the elections, the steering committee, which has representatives across board, the elders know or more. Currently, the chairman of the Council of Elders here, Hackman Osu.
True.
Currently, the leader of parliament, Martin Afenyo.
Alexander
chairman, general secretary, and other elected members of the party. The president is sitting on the steering committee. So they can make the chairman of Council of Elders, and we all know what Hackman can do, a seasoned politician. Chief advisor to the campaign.
Okay.
Now, forming an advisory councillor. The Council of Elders should nominate about 4 people so that we can have the former presidents on the ticket of MPP, in addition to the 4 people, to be in an advisory committee, so that we stop this unnecessary bureaucracy in the MPP.
I mean, I get a point. It is gone. So these are sort of reforms in your document that will pending for. But then again, asking you, these are very fantastic reforms, and I think that are you contesting for the general secretary position?
This is not time to talk about contest.
Are you going to contest? Do you have the thoughts sort of contesting?
I think anybody talking about contest in this part, on what party? Let's consider.
Are you a free say about me about 2024? Then they can say on my show. Are you a free? You know him very well.
Yes, he's my friend.
This is a doctor. I say no, but the party has no choice but to resemble me in 2024.
That is his view, and I think it's an excellent view.
Oh, so you endorse?
I told you.
So you endorse it. I mean, essentially, you endorse what he's saying.
Listen to me. Don't fight me in the interview. That's why I'm saying, say, the view, no. It's an excellent view because he's a party person. Now he was the campaign for the Middle Belt area. Very hardworking man. I know him very well. Now see, my thinking is that let's concentrate and build our
But you believe that his view is excellent.
That's why I said it. Excellent view. But the point is that let's not talk about individual. Individualism now is needless. Let's concentrate on. I'm sure if you go to Dr. Bawumia now and talk about, he will tell you, let's concentrate on the reforms, reorganization.
Have you spoken to Bawumia recently?
No.
You haven't spoken to him?
No,
recently?
I haven't spoken to him since we lost the election.
Why?
Oh, why do you ask that question?
I mean, we are a senior member, leading member of the party, so I'm just asking.
No, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You have his picture in my house, so it doesn't matter. These are busy people. People are going to greet him every day and things like that. So at the appropriate, no longer at his official residence.
We're too
at the appropriate time, when it is calmer and quieter, then I can go.
Do you think that Akufo, when he sit back and look at what has happened the last year, he'll be proud of himself? Say, why no more?
I think that Akufo-Addo's government did well. As a government, look at the roads from 700,000 kilometers to nearly 100,000 kilometers. Hospitals are here, built over 400 hospitals, minus Agenda 111. If you look at free senior high school, and NDC bastardize these skills, but they can never ever bastardize this. In fact, whatever they are doing now, if you are not very careful, they will undermine the whole thing. It is the most important policy in the history of
What would you think they will undermine the free teachers?
Yeah, because the Omukasano.
What are they saying?
They are saying they want to review it. They are saying that food and things like that, but it's free. It's free. Government have to find the resources because in the view of Akufo-Addo, the most important thing a government can bequeath for the country is to make the citizens educated.
Well, that's true.
And no free education. So this policy there, Akufo-Addo should have it and should be proud about it. And all the other things are Akufo-Addo.
But in his role in the elections.
Yes, the kinds of things he does in the election, which didn't help us. It's also important for us to talk about it. And that is why I find it quite among folks say Nayanka this Nayanka same way and say be say party and now say party because who introduce a conversation around the country and people should just be careful not to go and insult people. You can disagree with the people, that's correct, but you can't say we Oyesi is the party, we are all members of the party. Nobody is a better MPP member than any other person. We should know that.
When I go for the year, do you think about now be feeling regrets the conduct?
I think the kinds of things he did in the election, I'm sure he would regret.
I'm sure you will regret. You know him very well.
I think he will regret. It's the people around him. Sometimes, if you are a leader and you have wrong advisors, the people like Asante Bedie too around you, you will fail.
Oh, he had wrong advisors?
Yes.
Akufo had wrong advisors?
Yes, Asante Bedie too. He's chief advisor, secretary, executive secretary. And you go to the presidency and you speak shit.
Really?
Yeah, they are speaking rubbish to me. I meet the party member, call for help, and you leave me sitting there for. I'm told, say, oh, Yari. I wish him well. I wish him speedy recovery. But no, you have a young lady, Onya young lady, it's called Sarah Tuata. Very, very rude.
Wow.
Very, very rude. Wow. So the way I almost receiving it was bad. So, but the man I've worked with him, he's not a bad man.
He's not a bad man.
The decisions are, some few decisions, about 4 or 5 decisions are, and then it brought us down. But he's not a bad man.
I see. Now, the role of Gabi, not also advisor.
But Gabi didn't have an official position there.
Exactly.
You are ahead.
You didn't encounter him? Your own shared experience?
No, anytime I met Gabi, it was just a common conversation. So I can't sit down here and say he was powerful or not powerful.
But the ones you encountered,
I have heard that he was a very powerful person in the government, and he was not an official of government.
It's true.
He made a statement some time ago, and I disagreed with him, and I made it public.
Yeah, I remember.
I mean, these were the things that brought us down.
So
Gabi, you are, look at Gabi's
it's not like the CD will stabilize the Ukraine-Russia war will cease or come to an end. I remember that statement.
What kind of talking is that?
Yeah, I remember that statement.
In fact, I was the only government official who publicly took him on that.
I see.
And I said that you can't speak like that. What you have said is insensitive. We have an election to win.
Right.
And that statement I made, look, there was, talking around about it.
Was there culture of silence in the NPP and Akufo-Addo?
People didn't. I think there was evidence of culture of silence.
Was there?
There was evidence of it.
But was it there? Evidence of it?
There was evidence of it. I mean, if I say evidence of it, what other explanation do you want? How do you say it?
Say na evidence or say among what mean kasa.
Yes.
No, but it's different from
because in private people disagree with a lot of things. In private conversations, this cathedral thing.
But publicly they were scared to talk.
E-levy. A lot of people didn't like it.
But publicly, they were scared to talk
yes, people were scared to talk. But at least you should open up. And the opening up begins with what we are doing. If you have a party and you always be a party assembly in closeness, if you come to government, that is what you do, and you will fail. So open up the conversation. We are running a democracy, not an autocracy. Running democracy. I vote, my wife vote, my mother vote, my 7 sisters vote, my daughter votes. So the number of people who vote in my small family, they are about Akufo-Addo, apart from the work I did for the NPP since 1990.
I see.
So for anybody to come there and say that, we should not make public commentary about this sad performance. Now, I think probably the person doesn't even appreciate this kind of defeat.
I see.
We say making strong public discussion. Where in the world have you had such a landmark defeat and a conversation will not be held? In the UK, in America, in Canada? Where in the world? Even currently, President Trump or implementing policies, is it not being discussed on CNN?
Of course, it's being discussed
everywhere on Fox and everywhere. Government is not a private thing. Government is not a private thing. So if you lose, the public has the right to discuss how you lost.
If you lose, the public has the right to discuss how you lost. Finally, for me, John Mahama Atiku, what are the expectations for him?
I am sorry, probably the way I'm looking at John Mahama, or setting the team. So to want to
pass any judgment on him. Your man is some time.
We'll give him time, but there are things I've heard him say, and there are things I've heard his Minister of Education say that I feel sad. In fact, a leading member of their party, so Clement Apak, on education. Omo manifesto, omo printy, black and white, clearly, unambiguous statement say, ombe introduce free level 100 tuition for tertiary institutions.
That's true. That's very true.
But do you know what they are saying now? Almost say, they are doing it for some students and not others.
I say, professional courses.
I think that this
is law, medicine, engineering, they are professional courses.
This one should even be your header. I think it's the biggest deception ever.
Yes, NDC is deceiving Ghanaians.
They deceived Ghanaians because in their manifesto, they said something, and now the Minister of Education.
The same thing. 1D1F. That was what you said. But later when it came, you converted already existing companies into 1D1F.
You see, that is the problem. So if we were wrong, and Ghanaians said we were wrong and chose the NDC, they should also do what we did. That is not true. We should not do that. If you think that 1D1F was not a good thing, and now
I never said not a good thing. I'm saying
Ghana for year,
right?
Because Ghana for believe say Ejuma Bibre, so I'm interested you give a promise to Ghanaians and a document.
So you're asking the NDC to stick to their promise.
They should stick to the promise.
They should for every student.
Every tertiary institution student, whether or your humanities and or your professional course, as
they can't run away from their manifesto.
They should not run away. We will keep their feet to the fire. That's number one.
Right.
Number two, you know this gay lesbian thing.
Right.
So how Sam George and Mahama, they were forceful about it. And Mahama said, Therefore, his faith will not allow him to encourage these things.
True.
Now, Mahama was the number one person at every NDC rally insisting, say, Akufo-Addo should sign it. And I also insisted Akufo-Addo should sign it. And it was unfortunate. It was so unfortunate that President Akufo-Addo didn't sign the bill. I was sad. And today, Mahama is flip-flopping. Now he says, oh, no, we have to have a conversation again. We have to have this.
The bill has expired. You agree
the bill has expired, but you say you should forcefully push it. Now he says that, oh, it shouldn't now be passed. Do you know he's intimidating the person he has nominated communications minister? He says that it's no longer a private member's bill. So government will own it.
Yeah, he said
so Sam says it doesn't matter whether it's a private member's bill or government. The thing is that it should be implemented.
And then we should sign it.
And then he has given the guy, the loudest person, the leader of Third Crusade, Wamanu, a juicy appointment.
Right.
So we are waiting on Sam George because Sam George Wakatre Ghanaian said, if Muhammad doesn't follow through this, he will no peace.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting. So that's why I'm saying the credibility of this government is already showing. And that's why I believe that they may not be able to deliver.
I see.
So these are some of the things that they have done.
Medasi and Anope. That's Musa Superior, former CEO, deputy CEO for the Forestry Commission. Or say, youth in afforestation, one way enough for Mudia pa fana amfa. Or born home or disabled Tiamoka because Nakuma, but finance minister also issue cash and clearance, you know. Of course, he's a former Tamale mayor, a former spokesperson to the outgone president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Now for just a minute, and again for the MVP supporters in Ankasa, just 1 minute.
First of all, me correct it. Now me a former aide.
A former aide.
So by that role, no, I was also doing speaking for him. So now former aide, not a spokesperson.
Campaign aide.
The Amiwo is simple. Now I'm very sorry, say Mantime and catch you proper.
Oh, that's fine. When him said
understandable. Party for no, ya besa babio. 2028 will come back to power. Nasa reorganization process no obia and concentrating. Election of party officers time no beba. Yeah, in John Pigan no. Na mbua committee no. We already know the General Secretary are enumerating reasons why. Yeah, Lucy, I have enumerated a lot of public discussions about on radio and television. Why we have lost. But let's help our committee. Now, Omoba, making sure reforms no Juma will come back stronger. Now, through time I bet you see the leadership of this part now. Can't you see very competent, hard-working people? Because I am building a strong party. Whoever we put there as a presidential candidate, no, continue winning election. So on this note, I wish every MPP member and every Ghanaian very well.
Honorable, thank you all for your time this morning. That's Musa Superior. Within the Kwesi Park Wilson, and the with another edition of OBT. Have a good night.